Good evening and happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your friends and family. Welcome back to another episode of In the Kitchen with Ryan Hendrickson. And I'm going to be making my father's meatloaf this evening. My father, Richard Wayne Hendrickson, he was born on April 13th in 1947. He died on December 25th, 1990. He was 43 years old. And he made awesome meatloaf. Well, I've modified his recipe a bit, so this is going to be a combination of his and my recipe. A modern day meatloaf, if you will. I'm going to start with some Wagyu beef, which is American Kobe. So I'm going to start with 2 pounds of the American Wagyu. Lori's here this evening operating the camera. Thanks for coming out today, Lori. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
I did, thank you, yes.
Now I'm going in with the 2nd pound of the ground Wagyu. It's actually, in my opinion, better to use lean meat. Your meatloaf, don't be scared of it being dry because it's not going to be dry. If you don't use lean meat, your meatloaf could be greasy. But I'm going to put enough moisture into it that it's going to be awesome. What I'm doing next is adding a pound of hot Italian sausage. So again, 2 pounds of the ground Wagyu and 1 pound of the hot Italian sausage. And just going to mix that up maybe. No, I think I'll wait. I'll season it. I'm going to change my gloves. Actually, I'm going to take these gloves off. Gloves are expensive these days. Good thing I know where to get some. Pretty sure. So, what should we do first? It's going to be a very colorful meatloaf. I'm going to put some unusual ingredients in there. I'm going to put some carrots. These are the sugar carrots from the Green Bluff. So I'm going to just go ahead and toss some carrots in there. I'm going to toss in some white onion, or yellow onion rather. And some yellow bell pepper. I'm going to toss in some orange bell pepper. Some green bell pepper. Some red bell pepper. And some aloha bell pepper from Hawaii. It's like red and yellow. It's beautiful. Then I'm going to put in some, you can use fresh parsley. I use the Italian flat leaf fresh parsley that I chopped up, or you can use dry parsley flakes. I have the fresh, so I'm going to use maybe a half a cup. And some garlic powder. I was just on the phone with my mother consulting on how much garlic powder to use. She said don't use too much because you're not making meatballs. So, Laura, I think she said a half a teaspoon, is that right?
She said 1 teaspoon for 3 pounds of meat.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I have you here. So we're going to go ahead and put a heaping teaspoon in there.
There you go.
So this is a lot of ingredients here. I'm going to try some, you know what? I meant to put my dad's music on. Hold on a second. There we go. Little Eddie Rabbit for my father. I'm going to use some liquid aminos in place of soy sauce. This is a soy sauce alternative. It's not fermented and it's less sodium. You can Google the benefits of this versus soy sauce. I think there's at least 6 of them. I'm going to put in about that much. Going to put some Worcestershire sauce in there. Just a couple dashes because it's pretty strong. And I'm going to crack 3 eggs. I got some nice free-range eggs here. I'm gonna put 3 eggs in there for my 3 pounds of meat. And I crushed up some crackers, saltine crackers. Gizmo's in the bedroom. You can hear her. She hears me making noise. And she wants to be out here. We'll put a whole package of crackers in there. I'm gonna put some salt. Gizmo, stop barking. Do some fresh cracked black pepper in here. Just change this out earlier. Take it up. Alright. I like black pepper. I got some Sir Kensington's classic ketchup tonight. I'm gonna go fancy here. Pick it up. What about a 1/4 cup? Maybe a 1/2 cup. And see here, I think I gotta put some gloves on and start mixing this up. Put a splash of milk in there. Now we just gotta mix it up and then put it in a loaf pan and bake it at 350 for about an hour. Check on it until the internal temperature is 160. I hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving. I chose to stay home today and spend some time with myself and recharging, and I wanted to cook, and I was kind of tired of turkey already because I've been celebrating Thanksgiving for the last couple of weeks because my parents got me started early, my mom and my stepdad Bob, because they were going to go to Jackson, Wyoming, but then they decided to stay here, so they spent time with their friends today, and I was going to spend time with my friends today, but I decided to stay home instead. So. But it worked out, because now I'm here making meatloaf. And this is, you know, the fun part here, getting it all mixed up. Just gotta really get into it. It's gonna be a very colorful meatloaf, and it's gonna be nice and moist. It's gonna be really awesome. What do you think, Lori? It's looking pretty nice, isn't it?
It does, yes.
You doing a close-up, Lori, or what?
I am doing a close-up so folks can see your mixing technique. See all the great colors in there.
The trick is to just get it all mixed in there. Really good. Smells really good too. A lot of flavors going in here.
Yeah. Have you made this meatloaf before?
Yes, I have, but it's been a long time. My dad used to make Swedish meatballs also. It was another favorite of his. Alright, you see I've incorporated all those ingredients in there, and it's going to be a nice colorful meatloaf. Now I just need to put it in a loaf pan And I think what I'll do is I'll use some of this Rykoff Sexton canola oil, pan spray. Put that in there. It might actually take 2 hours to make this. I'll check on it in an hour for sure, but if I remember correctly, last time I made this, it took quite a while to cook because this is such a big loaf pan here. So, but there you go. I'm gonna put a glaze on it in a moment. I gotta make the glaze. I have another loaf pan here. You can freeze meatloaf. Did you know that, Lori? Before you bake it, you just go ahead and put it in the freezer, and
that's great.
Then you pull it out and thaw it overnight in your refrigerator, and pull it out of the fridge and let it go to room temperature while your oven is preheating, and then you can just have a nice, easy. So I have nothing left here, and both my pans are filled up. So I think we did pretty good on the measurements. Now I'd like to make my, well, I'm going to set these to the side here. And I have a little bit of a mess. I'll clean up here. Okay. I'm going to go with 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm making the glaze. Okay, and once I got the 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, I'm going to go with some red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to go with 4 tablespoons of ketchup. Then I'm going to grab my whisk and just whisk that up real good. I'm going to use this to coat my top of those loaves. Smells really good. So
Ooh, that does smell good.
Isn't it? Should have made a little bit more actually, but this will work out. I don't want it to burn, so if you put too much brown sugar, it'll burn. That was a last minute tip from my mom. She was on the phone here. And making sure it's all kind of level. Alright. I'm going to go into the oven for an hour and check on it. We'll be back. Thanks for coming out. And cut.